Finally, I'm almost here. I'm coming to fruition as PulseChain for the second time. Hopefully I'm right this time. We'll see. What's going on, y'all? You're now watching the greatest channel that has ever existed. My name is 𝘰𝘰𝘯𝘵, and I truly appreciate you for being here with me. So if you don't know by now, this show is not made for children. You should have known that by now. You should even know that by the look at the thumbnail. The thumbnail is ridiculous. Lacey DeVal, shout out to you. So today we're going to talk about when is PulseChain going to come out. I know this is like my third time coming out with a video about when PulseChain is about to come out. But now I've done some more calculations. We're going to see probably when it's going to come out. So the last time that he came out, he had an interview with 𝘊𝘰𝘯𝘵 right here.
When the mainnet comes live, which hopefully 14 days, then it might be less. I don't know. It depends.
And in the interview, right, he was talking about it's going to come out in weeks. So normally when someone says, oh, yeah, I'm going to get that to you in a couple of days, your thought process is that, okay, yeah, they're going to give it to me in like maybe 3 or 4 days. I'm going to send you this text in hours, right? Your automatic thought process is that, okay, they're going to send it to me, 3, 4 hours, maybe 8 hours. They're never going to send it less than 48 hours, right? Because if you say 48 hours, you might as well say days. But the thing is that we know, based on evidence, that Richard Heart lies. Oh, I'm sorry. Richard Heart has very weird timelines when it comes to releasing PulseChain. When PulseChain was initially announced, we did a sacrifice in July of 2021. He said it was going to come out in 2 months, or about 2 months. 2 months after July is September, October. Nothing came out in September, October. He said 2 more months, which is December. Nothing came out in December. In December, he said 2 more weeks. Nothing came out in January. 2 more weeks. Nothing came out at the end of January. Then in May, finally in this 𝘊𝘰𝘯𝘵 thing, he said, okay, yeah, I'm 99% sure that's going to come out in 2 weeks. I'm really, really sure. 2 weeks came out. He said nothing's going to come out anymore. Now, finally, he announced that it's going to be coming out in weeks, right? That's his estimation. His estimation is in weeks. But because everyone got so angry, he said that he's no longer going to make estimations anymore. He's no longer going to do predictions anymore. He's just going to announce it the final day that it comes out. Like, let's say that it's going to come out July 14th. He'll tell us today it's going to come out July 14th. Promise, no matter what, right? Because he kept, giving terrible predictions over and over and over. I'm a software developer. If I had these predictions so many times that it was going to come out in 2 months, and I was 90% sure that it was going to come out in 2 months, and I had to wait over and over and over and over and over, I would get fired, without a doubt. But before I talk about when it's going to come out, let me give a shout out to some of my subscribers. Sorry, I've been gone for a while. I've been gone for about 2 weeks. Really, really busy. Involved in some different business ventures that I'm going to be talking about soon. So as you know, in my previous video, Bitcoin gave me the ability to do polls and stuff. So I did a recent poll where I said, oh, Bitcoin is dead forever. This was about 3 weeks ago when Bitcoin was going through its crazy problems. I said, is Bitcoin dead forever during this terrible week? 96 of y'all voted. Thank you very much for that. 13% of y'all said yes. 5% of y'all said sí, but in español, which is, yes again. But 82% of y'all said no, everything will be fine, relax. And that's what I really appreciate about you guys. You guys are really into crypto. You know the power of crypto. You know the power of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is never going away. Bitcoin is the new gold. Bitcoin is never going to change, okay? So I really appreciate that, you guys, for doing that for me. Okay, let's go into the other comments that I have from my followers. Peking Gang says, yes, I agree what you said. He can't promise people like weeks and weeks. If you can't give exactly time, I guess that's what he means. Please don't give people time to be waiting. His grammar is kind of messed up. People sacrifice over $1 billion. They can't let people be waiting so long. And that's true. That's literally what this video is going to be about. He keeps giving false promises. They're not really false promises. Don't expect expectations from the work of others, blah, 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 blah. But you know how it is. We all know what it really means in real life. Okay, and then Maya Ash says, what is the price of PulseX at launch? My prediction is that PulseX at launch will be $0.0005, okay? And that is 5/100th of a penny, all right? So I think it's going to 5x after the lowest sacrifice cost. Maya Ash also says, can you purchase PulseX with the duplicate ERC20 tokens? And then I told her, yes, you will be able to do that in the exchange called PulseX. When the coin PulseX coin comes out. Or PulseX coin and PulseX, the website, they're interchangeable. The same way Uniswap coin and Uniswap is interchangeable. A comment from J-Man that says, I got in both sacrifices and I'm not worried about waiting. Shout out to you, to J-Man. You got into both sacrifices. I got into both sacrifices also. I sacrificed too much money. But most people are they're feeling terrible about these false promises. They made different life choices based on these promises. And now that these delays are almost inevitable, we don't know exactly when it's going to come out. It's messing up all of our plans. It's very annoying, but you know, we live and we learn. Intpro says, and as steps go, being in the final audit is progress. The audit before release is there for just this reason, and they're now fixing the bugs. This is a sign of being very close to putting a bow on it, not a sign that it's months and months away. Oh, Intpro, I wish I could believe you, but he's been telling us this over and over and over again. That's just 2 weeks away, 2 weeks away, 2 weeks away, 2 months away. But then he ends up being wrong again and again. Then he says, this is nothing compared to the wait and delays before Hex launch. This is nothing compared to what the OGs went through shortly before they all became multimillionaires. I mean, sure, we can all believe that we're going to become multimillionaires, but the proof is in the pudding. In fact, I said, honestly, I hope you're right, truly. But as the saying goes, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. And it's true. He has shown us who he is multiple times, okay? So, I mean, I already sacrificed it. It's already too late. So all I can do is just, cross my fingers and hope that he's correct. Finally, Crypto Crack says he didn't promise a coin. It was a sacrifice. And then 𝘰𝘰𝘯𝘦, nice name, says that's SEC verbiage to avoid securities classifications, you clown. Hey, don't be so mean. Be nice to each other. Everyone, capital X, interested expected a project to launch. And then I said, thank you, 𝘰𝘰𝘯𝘰. We all know that is lawyer talk, and we all know what that really means. Okay. When is PulseChain really going to come out? What I did was I took the predictions, I took the time of the all-time high, and then I compared it to the corresponding later on all-time low. I took the amount of time that it happened, and I showed that there is going to be a percentage of droppage, right? The all-time high in 2014 was $1,125. Then it went all the way down to $172, okay? It went all the way down to $172 in January of 2015. That took about 14 months. Then the next all-time high to all-time low happened about 5 years ago. That's when the first time that you probably heard about cryptocurrency. That's the first time that everybody went crazy about cryptocurrency. It went from $19,770 to $3,220 in the span of 12 months, a decrease of 83%. This happened from December of 2017 all the way to about December of 2018. Okay. Now this final all-time high that happened in November of 2021, and you can see it keeps happening over and over again around the same time, November, December. And then it takes a couple of months later to reach its all-time low, right? This final time that happened of $67,600 in December of 2021 is probably going to have an 81% drop based on the two previous all-time highs to two previous all-time lows. The decrease was about 2% lower, right? 85% is 2% higher than 83%, and 83% is 2% higher than 81%. That's my prediction. That is going to decrease by about 81%. And this decrease to 81% is going to give a value of about $12,800. Okay. Now, my prediction is that because this blow off top is nowhere near as high as the blow off top when it reached all the way to $1,125, and is nowhere near as high of when it reached $19,770 in December of 2018, or sorry, December of 2017. I believe that it's probably, the all-time low is probably going to happen in about 10 months after this. So this all-time high happened in November of 2021. 10 months after November of 2021 is September of 2021. I'm going to give it another month or so after, 10 months after November of 2021. So that's going to give you a value of October of 2022. So my prediction, put it right here, my prediction is that PulseX and PulseChain is going to launch in October of 2022 because that is the all-time low of this market. Now, I know Richard Hart said that he's not timing the market. He's going to release it exactly whenever he feels like he's going to release it. But I don't believe him for two reasons. One, he's proven that he's given weird deadlines, inaccurate deadlines, oopsie doopsie, accidentally. And he's coming out with the movie at the end of 2022. This is what he said that himself. The end of 2022 usually means, October, November, December, but come on now. It's always later than you expect. So this movie is going to come out December of 2022, right? Maybe even later. You do not want to release a coin that talks about PulseChain, that talks about PulseX, that talks about Hex, if all three of these coins are not available. You definitely want to have these coins out before the movie is over. And you want to make sure that everything runs properly, runs good and nice before this movie is over. So because this movie is going to come out December 2022, or maybe even later, the time you definitely want it to come out before the movie comes out. On this Reddit page, we're talking a guy named 𝘰𝘰𝘯𝘵 says that airdrop fixes nothing is ever final in the programming world since the world's first machine-based calculations began. PulseChain sacrifices of other altcoins and sacrifices from other chains. Now, he says everything that this is the ultimate airdrop in the history of crypto world, and we're getting closer to this game changer of a finale. But back from another awesome, much needed 5-day vacation holiday. That is one of the comments from one of the developers that is working on PulseChain. Okay. So he says this. He also says in the recent tweet from Richard Hart about those who sacrificed direct from exchanges and other actions taken, sacrifice people that were on the do not do this list. Okay. Quote from issue number 3750 blah, blah, blah numbers, right? It says the developers are in charge of creating new code that previously did not exist to extract data from some non-ETH chains, wallets, and addresses. And this would take extra development time. Now, when we did sacrifices, you were told to sacrifice from specific Ethereum chains and specific Ethereum coins. And in addition to that, you were told to sacrifice from Binance, from Bitcoin, and from a few others like AVAX, right? But a lot of people decided to sacrifice and to send their coins from these non-instructed chains and these non-instructed coins, right? So because Richard Hart, from the kindness of his heart, I'm guessing, it's probably just because he wants to delay some more time, he's deciding to go ahead and try to give people their actual value based on these coins. So let's say that you decided to send value from I don't know, from 𝘕𝘰𝘯𝘦, right? And 𝘕𝘰𝘯𝘦 wasn't one of the coins that was allowed to sacrifice for PulseChain. What they did was they looked at the wallet and they looked at all the value that they got from different wallets, and that's inside of the sacrifice wallet. They look at all the 𝘕𝘰𝘯𝘦 that you've got. They timestamp the time that the 𝘕𝘰𝘯𝘦 was sent to that sacrifice wallet, and now they're going to therefore give people the amount of PulseChain or PulseX that they deserve, even though they decided to go against instructions. I guess because out of the kindness of his heart, they're still going to give people their PulseX points. They're still going to give people their PulseChain points too. And I'm telling you all this because remember, it's probably going to come out October 2022, but I've been wrong before. I might be wrong again. I'm telling you this because I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. Watch this video right here. Okay.